welcome to Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ron, your host, and today we're going to, well, tonight I should say, but we're going to take a look at another film that was made in the 90s. Take a look at 90s comedy. This is featuring probably a really good cast in this. Rick Moranis, Eric Idle, Barbara Hershey, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and John Cleese star in Splitting Heirs. Splitting Heirs is a 1993 comedy, and I am watching another one from the Sue Selections library of films. Now, Splitting Heirs is interesting because with a cast like this is talk about a good cast in this. Unfortunately, a good cast doesn't mean a good film. And unfortunately, Splitting Heirs fails on that. This is also a pretty confusing plot. As I was watching the film, I felt a little too confused. Basically, it centers around Rick Moranis. He sort of plays, he plays this sort of, he's an American who is supposed to be like the fifth, apparently he's supposed to be like the Duke of Bellamont, but Bordermouth, I think that's how it is. I'm bad on pronouncing my British pronunciations, I should say. So basically, it starts out in the 1960s where the parents are like, they didn't know yet. So it starts out in the roaring 60s, and his parents, they find out they give birth to a child, but they don't seem to care. Enter Rick Moranis, who plays the sort of like Duke. But then you have another guy. You have Eric Idle's Tommy, who's basically, he's sort of like the outcast of it. They don't know they're actually brothers. I don't think they're brothers in this movie. I'm going to kind of read what the back says, because I'm already confused. Once Tommy Padel, Eric Idle, that's his character, learns that he, not Henry Martin, which is Rick Moranis, is a true Duke of Bordermouth? Yeah, Bordermouth. He'll do anything to get back what he's lost. Fortune for Henry, Tommy is a tad more adaptive. Okay? Add to the mix of scandals, we're introduced to a Duchess, which is Barbara Hershey's character, a glorious gold digger, Zeta-Jones. This, I think, was Zeta-Jones' first movie. Plus a host of associated loonies. Cleese plays sort of the antagonist. So, it's interesting because both Eric Idle and John Cleese are Monty Python alums. Basically, it was written by Eric Idle. And it says here, from the rap and wicked mind of Monty Python's alum Eric Idle comes a wicked, funny case of mistaken identities. So basically, it's mistaken identities. I don't know. I was confused. It's a really weird plot. There's a pretty funny moment where he's basically given. I'll get for the funny parts before I go into why I don't think this movie works. Personally, for me, it didn't work, but I'll get to that. There's a funny scene that Moranis is in inline skates, so he eventually beats up an Eric Idle, who they don't realize are actually, again, it's a mistaken identity. They don't know if they're brothers, cousins, that kind of thing. Father and son, who knows? So basically, so he's given a tour. There's the one girl, she's in a robe and a swimsuit, and the tourists are all taking pictures. That's funny. There's another scene where they're at the pool. That's near the end of the movie. I'm kind of jumbling. So basically, they load up the helium in the scuba tanks. So they're going out scuba. He's flying up there like helium, the tank's helium. He's flying in the air and drops down, and that's funny. There's another scene where he's in bed naked. The woman finds him nude and is like, "You better put some clothes on." She covers the dog's eyes and they just run away. And he's looking, doesn't even know he's totally naked. That's funny. There are few far between comedies. Not comedies, but there are few funny bits in the movie. But overall, I didn't really laugh a single thing. I thought I was so let down. You think with people like Cleese and Idol and Moranis, three of those people are funny. Three of those people can make you laugh. Unfortunately, I don't know. The movie didn't work for me. Now, I have reviewed Rick Moranis in Parenthood, and I thought he was very funny in that. Eric Idle I covered in Dudley Do-Right. I thought he was fine in that. Zeta Jones I covered in Sinbad Legends 7 Seas. She was also fine in that. All three of those cast members are fine. However, when you put them in a comedy, I expected laugh out loud, slapsticky humor. But unfortunately, it fails. In fact, it sort of reminded me a little bit of King Ralph, another movie I covered on the channel. King Ralph, to be honest, I think was a much funnier movie. King Ralph was another one about an American who comes to England. This is another one where an American sort of comes to England, that kind of thing. But I don't know, it didn't work. I had a hard time talking about the film, so yeah, I don't know what to say about this movie. So, it is a Studio Selections release, and I'm trying to collect all these Studio Selections labels. The Studio Selections line, I should say. So, unfortunately, if this did not have the Studio Selections name on it, I probably would have got rid of it. I am going to keep this because it's Studio Selections. Maybe if I feel like I want to rewatch this, I might get a better idea. Honestly, I kept looking at my phone. I didn't really get anything out of this film. Again, this is not a bad movie. I'm going to say this right now. The cast alone, Eric Idle kind of got me to want to check the movie out. Not so much Rick Moranis, but for Eric Idle. If this did not have Eric Idle, I probably would consider this the worst thing. But Eric Idle kept me interested in the film. I think he's very funny. I think the guy, if you watch Monty Python, you'll know the guy makes you laugh. He made me laugh in Monty Python, and I thought it was going to get the same way. A sort of Monty Python without the Monty Python. John Cleese was good. I did cover Fable Goes West. He was the voice of Cadar Wall, the main antagonist in that, and I thought he was great in that role. I thought we were going to get something similar to basically his character from Fable Goes West, but more slapsticky in this. I don't know. I can't really say much about this, but I guess I kind of like the cover. The cover is really cool. It's like, look at that serious face right there. And look at that. You definitely tell this has the humor. Though when he gets hit with a statue and drops like a rock, it's absolutely hysterical. So, I don't know. Sometimes the movie didn't work. This is a Studio Selections release, so you don't get a menu. It just starts the movie up when you go back. And unfortunately, we don't get much in the way, just kind of white. I was expecting some kind of disc art, but your mileage may vary. So anyways, I'm just going to kind of end it right here. I'm sorry I couldn't really talk more about this, but with a movie like that, I can't really say much about it. So, like I said, a couple bits in the film. I'm trying to think, is there any funny moments? Is there anyone that's sticking out to me? The harsh language kind of didn't make it funny. Like I said, this is a great cast. Really good cast. The cast did a fine job for what they can do. So I think I'll give credit to the actor that I liked in the movie, again, Eric Idle. He's probably the reason why I would say go watch this movie if you are interested. So I think I'm going to end it right now. Final verdict, should you see Splitting Hairs? No. This is when I can say easily this is a no. Unfortunately, it was, in my opinion, this is one of the biggest letdowns in terms of comedy. I love 90s comedy. I love Monty Python humor. But both of those just did not work for me in a movie that I thought was going to be like slapstick. With Monty Python, I expected slapstick off the wall. Like, ha ha. But ended up thinking, that's kind of funny, huh? Oh, I guess that's kind of funny. So, no, I can't recommend Splitting Hairs. Splitting Hairs. I can't recommend the movie. It tried. Maybe if I give this a watch again, if I feel like reviewing this again, I might do a rewatch on this, because maybe a second time around I might like this movie the most, but unfortunately the movie didn't work for me as a comedy. I expecting better. Now, I've watched good comedies and I watched bad comedies. This is an okay comedy. You think comedy gold, but I call more like comedy bronze. Not quite funny. So overall, if I had to rate this, I'd probably give it a thumb sideways, because like I said, it was an okay movie. It did its job for what it did, but unfortunately, this is a point where I cannot recommend Splitting Hairs. If you are at least been interested, Mill Creek did put out a Blu-ray of this, but since I thought to myself, since last night I watched Five Goes West in my own time, why don't I cover another movie, John Cleese, on the channel? And unfortunately, American Tail, like I said, is a great movie masterpiece. I think he was fun as that villain. Unfortunately, him as the villain, the antagonist, it didn't work for me. I expected, like I said, I expected a cast like this, but overall I expected a cast that just went downhill pretty much. It started okay, but just went downhill in my opinion. So, give Splitting Hairs a pass, but yeah, I'm just going to say that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. So, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Come back to the channel. I might have another review very, very soon. So, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.